Today on the Topic Show, Caitlin Clark class act goes viral. Person praises Biden for paying off their student debt, but gets ratioed on social media. YouTube is censoring negative Star Wars Acolyte reviews, as it is now at 14% audience approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Biden asks a entrepreneur how business is doing, and it goes viral. Rosie O'Donnell on her 10-year-old binary child. Biden has a new speaking gaffe. Ferrari has their first EV, and it'll cost over $500,000. Just stop oil protestors damage the iconic Stonehenge. Arbys Hollywood location closes after 55 years thanks to the California minimum wage increase. And Stellantis is recalling 1 million vehicles. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and service company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Ferrari to have their first EV, and it'll cost over $500,000 for a Ferrari powered by a battery, which can't hear that. Part of me is dying a little inside it. That being said, the brand to me has been dead for decades, since even now they're all hybrids and paddle shifting automatic monstrosities, which, truth be told, if you want to actually enjoy a car and be a sports enthusiast, to me, it should always have 3 pedals, also known as a manual transmission, also known as the best fun you'll have bar none, especially at the track, which to me, I don't know, when I was a kid, the Ferrari 360 was cool because they had the option of a stick shift. Obviously, the F40 is iconic. The F50 is iconic in its own respects, so not as well known as the F40, of course. Both with stick shifts, obviously. The Testarossa, the iconic angular vehicle that is, the V12 and the stick shifts, 12 cylinders of power. And now they're going after EVs, which, again, there's a market for luxury EVs. People are paying $250,000 for a Lucid Air Sapphire Banana Falcon, whatever they call it, bloody thing. And that's, well, those are also terrible because they all look alike, the Lucid brand. But people with money are buying these EVs. Those people do apparently not care that the EV will be garbage in 7 to 8 years or 10 years when the battery is dead. So it's not going to be a long-term collectible like most Ferrari are. And a lot of people treat Ferraris as investments, which, again, I'm not a fan of. Not giving out investment advice, I would just say personally, it is hard to have ever beat the S&P 500. Or if you like more risk, just start your own business and maybe you'll be surprised and you'll at least learn something. But nevertheless, let's go to the actual news report coming from Fox Business, which is somehow still in business. I think I might contribute to maybe 10% of their web traffic. I'm only partially adjusting. This is from Eric Ravel. They say, quote, Ferrari's first EV to cost over $500,000. It'll be actually assembled. Useless Fox. Says, Ferrari's planned EV offering will be made at a new plant in Mariano, Italy. Although, where the batteries coming from? Probably China because they make most of them. But nevertheless, let's see. They see that, according to the report, the price tag of at least $535,000 doesn't include all add-on features and personalization that can add an extra 15 to 20% to the car's sale. It's also well above the average price for Ferrari vehicles for the first quarter of the year, which came in at an average of $376,000, as well as rival EV offerings. There you can see one of the signs of their iconic factories with the good old, really weird looking Ferrari with their F going over most of the logo. I say weird, but truth be told, my logo is weird as well, so don't have too much ground to stand on. They say that once the plant is operational, it should be expected that Ferrari could produce productivity to 20,000 vehicles after it delivered under 14,000 last year, which, I mean, I don't think that really doesn't matter. I mean, Ferrari is all about, relative to the industry of automotive, it's all about low volume and high profit margins. I mean, they're very similar to Rolex. Very high profit margins, and Ferrari there's even more customization, which again, you charge even more for that. Porsche is also famous for doing this as well. And I'm not sure. One of the Ferrari shareholders says, quote, there's an increasing demand out there for Ferraris, and they have room to meet part of it without compromising exclusivity. This is from Fabio Caldo, who's a portfolio manager at Adcom SGR. They say that, quote, they also say that waitlists for some Ferrari vehicles exceed 2 years, and that list is, quote, is not getting any shorter, and that being on the wait list in itself is a status symbol, which, yeah, that's another reason why Jay Leno doesn't have a Ferrari. it's one of those things where it's very much a culture that you have to be a part of. And you have to kind of buy in. You basically have to buy a couple dog crap Ferraris, which before you actually get the vehicle you want. And unfortunately, it sounds like Porsche's kind of getting into that as well. That's of course another topic for another time. You can see a nice, what is it, SF90 Stradale, which it uses a hybrid. It's the company's first hybrid sports car. Interesting. And let me pull up a couple more statistics here. Yeah, I don't know how popular it'd be. I mean, the stock, of course, is doing great, historically speaking. Look at the 5-year trend. The stock is up 135%. It's currently trading for $418.74 per share. Past year, it's up 36%. Year to date, it's up 23%. Past month alone, it's about a break. A little better than usual. Increased by 2.19%. Granted, I don't think they pay any dividends, so not too good for the people who appreciate those. It'll be interesting to see. Now, again, one of the issues with all these super luxury cars, especially when you get the batteries involved, McLaren's notorious for this, the batteries cost as much as a house. We need to replace them. And a lot of people who buy these vehicles are a lot of the same people who treat them as a long-term investment, which, again, not a fan of. But if you have a long-term investment that has a big-ass lithium battery, that is going to be prohibitive to replace, complex to troubleshoot, basically a smartphone on wheels. It'll be interesting to see what kind of volume they can really get out of the EV Ferrari, and I mean, how is it really going to perform realistically? I mean, granted, I know like a couple Ferrari owners who do track their cars. It's a very rare thing. It's probably makes Enzo cry a little bit up there in heaven or wherever he is. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see an EV Ferrari for over $500,000. Again, obviously, I'm not. I mean, I drive Honda Civic Si with the stick shift. I'm definitely not their target audience, but it'll be interesting to see what the ultra luxury think or what the ultra wealthy think in regards to this adaptation of technology. Ferrari still has a couple other vehicles that do have good old internal combustion engines, so the option is still there. I mean, to me, every Ferrari should have a V12 by default. I know similar, even when I was a kid, the 360 was kind of cool, and that was a V8, which, I don't know. To me, every Ferrari should have a V12 and stick shift, very similar to Lamborghini, but I know I'm a little bit old soul in that regard. Let me know. Do you think anyone will really buy this? I mean, it would be one of the most expensive EVs out there, and there's a market, but could this also damage the brand? They're already not the best brand when it comes to reliability. It's almost a joke. It's gotten better throughout the decades, thankfully, when the bar is pretty low. But again, EVs also have a lot of issues and a lot of troubleshooting, and EVs is much more of a technology. Of course, you almost have to be a tech company to make them, and Ferrari, this is a whole new product category. I'm not sure they're going to go on a hiring spree and buy a bunch of software engineers and bring those folks in house, or what kind of guys are going to add on the team to also accommodate this new product. But nevertheless, let me know in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Other interesting business news: you have Arbys Hollywood location closing after 55 years due to the ineptitudes of the California government and the people voting for it, aka the recent law around minimum wage, which is now $20 per hour. Yeah, 10,000 jobs have been lost since Gavin Newsom passed that law. It's heartbreaking for a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of those restaurants obviously cannot survive. Now, this is brought to us thanks to the New York Post, one of the few good things to come out of New York, some might say. Specifically, this writer is by the name of Ariel Zilber. They say, quote, Hollywood Arby's location closes after 55 years over California's $20 minimum wage. The family-owned Arby's roast beef has been a fixture of Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood for 55 years, and it's going to be going away, unfortunately. It's even got the cool, and obviously, if you're not watching or just listening to the show, it might not be obvious, but I love collecting old vintage signs, especially if they're defunct businesses. Behind me, I have a Blockbuster sign, a Pure, well, you can't see it's off camera, but a Pure One Import sign, a Radio Shack sign, Kmart, store price sign. I love the business history, and this, I love when a business, again, it's sad they're going out, but they still have an old vintage porcelain sign where it was a 3D metal sign painted with a porcelain process, and it has all the little incandescent light bulbs that you see that are all reminiscent of those 50-year ago era when it was actually constructed. And I love it when businesses keep apart history like that. Now, unfortunately, there's location actually looks to be going away. Now, Gary Hutch is a general manager. He says, quote, with inflation, food costs have gone well above the $25 per hour minimum wage. It has been the final nail in the coffin. Hutch is the son-in-law of the 91-year-old Marilyn Levitin, who opened the Arby's franchise at 5920 Sunset Boulevard in January 1969, 6 months before the moon landing. But as of last Friday, actually, yeah, as of last Friday, they are no more. Now, she says, it's off. I'm also awful sorry it's come to this. I did a good job. I think we did a good job for 55 years. And again, the recent wage increase went from $16 an hour to $20 per hour. A lot of folks lining outside to get their favorite sandwiches. They also noted in this article that you have McDonald's, Burger King, Chipotle, Starbucks also increasing the prices. Averages looks like about 8% on average. And wow. They also say that the controversial new legislation mandates a steep 25% pay increase for managers of fast food restaurants from a minimum of $66,000 or $66,560 to $83,200. That's disgusting that the government keeps messing up with the free market and destroying everything. I've yet to find a single instance where one of these new laws actually helps people, especially in California. Because again, that's not sustainable for fast food. It just isn't. That's why we keep seeing these places going out of business. And it is especially heartbreaking when you have a family-owned location. And that's what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to these types of fast food locations. An overwhelming majority of fast food locations in the United States are all franchisee-owned. So, simply put, you and your wife are traditional. That's how McDonald's grew to such prominence. It was very much a family-oriented business back in the day. You have a husband and wife take out a loan. They get the rights to use McDonald's name. They have all the infrastructure put in place. They have the floor. Then you operate it and make a profit. You grow wealth for your family and your employees in the community. And it's very sad to see yet another. And again, this isn't all of Arby's. This is a very specific family-owned location. So Arby's as a corporation, they're still doing okay, I'm sure. But yeah, it is sad to see yet another location going under. And it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for that area. But when it comes to fast food in California, I would say the future does not look too bright. Now, going over to the Culture Prod podcast, you have Caitlin Clark class act goes viral on X Twitter. This is brought to us thanks to Don Luker, and apologies if I'm mispronouncing his name. He says, quote, "We were too quick to judge Caitlin Clark." This picture of her. Yeah, no, I'm by no means a fashion aficionado, but she's wearing some type of loose sweater. And she does have a good smile. Her teeth are ridiculously pearly. Even though I brush twice a day, I need to do a little more. Nevertheless, perfectly, got her straight hair, shiny teeth. Got 5.9 million views and 21,000 likes. Now, some of the first responses comes from Gunther Eagleman, says she's the best of the WNBA. The rest is trash, getting 4.2 thousand likes. And this is coming as Caitlin Clark she's getting a higher percentage or a higher frequency of fouls upon her in games. A lot of the people in the industry, or a lot of the other ladies, definitely not ladies, the players in the industry, they're all, talking smack about Caitlin Clark, beating her up on the court. And yet Caitlin Clark, perhaps because she's an awesome Iowan, a little biased obviously, but she's basically just, as an age-old, I forget the coach, but there used to be a coach, famous first ball coach, where everyone talks smack, and the only thing he would do is just turn around and say one word: scoreboard. Class act. The Texas one says the WNBA does not deserve Caitlin Clark, getting 3.3 thousand likes. Yeah, they should be treating her like royalty. She's almost doubling attendance at some of her games, which is ridiculous. They won't make a profit this year. They're actually on track to still lose 50 million, but nevertheless, she's brought more eyeballs to the game than anyone in history. The only other player people know is Brittany Griner, who's known for not standing for the American flag, hating our country, smoking weed in other countries, and getting arrested for it. And then we traded a arms dealer for her. The best, some would argue the most successful arms dealer in modern times, Victor Bout, who's known as the Lord of War, which is a popular movie with Nick Cage. One of his few great, he's underrated. I'll go ahead and say it. He has some bad movies, but he has a couple of shines. Nevertheless, we traded him to get her back, which is the only WNBA trade people knew until Caitlin Clark. StatsPress84 says the jealousy is off the chain. It's because she is a talented white female and others can't help themselves. She is becoming an icon, getting 3.4 thousand likes. Air Force Vet KC says, I never judged her. She is a class act. Even when Angel Reese was mocking her and blatantly fouled her, Caitlin showered Angel with praise. Not many people in the public eye show that much character consistently. She inspires me continually to be a better person. Getting 1,000 likes for that. There we go. gonna say her voice is infinitely better than mine, so we'll go ahead and listen to Caitlin for a little under 2 minutes here.
Caitlin, what was your reaction when you saw the USA team yesterday, the roster come out?
Yeah, I think I'm excited for the girls that are on the team.
This is after the U.S. Olympic team said no to the most popular and one of the most successful players in the league. So this is her reaction to a lot of people are saying from being snubbed. Which again, if you want people to actually watch the Olympic Games, you would want her on. Not just because it would help get points on the scoreboard, but you would sell more merchandise, which again they desperately need. They have their sugar daddy, the NBA, which I'm only partially joking. The NBA owns the majority of the WNBA, and they pay most of the bills. Again, they keep losing money.
You know, it's the most competitive team in the world, and I know it could have gone either way of me being on the team, me not being on the team. So, you know, I'm excited for them. I'm going to be rooting them on to win gold. I was a kid that grew up watching the Olympics, so yeah, it'll be fun to watch them.
What was your level of disappointment not hearing your name on the roster?
Honestly, no disappointment. Like, I think it just gives you something to work for. You know, that's a dream. You know, hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and you know, hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, you know, I can be there.
Did you have a direct conversation with managing director or whoever's over there at USAB recently?
Yeah, they called me and let me know, and before everything came out, which was, you know, really respectful of them, and I appreciated that. And they did the same for every girl that made the team or every girl that didn't make the team. You know, there's a lot of players in the Olympic pool, so it wasn't like I was the only one they had to call. They had to make quite a few calls.
Are you looking forward to a break, you know, from Olympic action, basketball in general, I guess?
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be really nice. I mean, I've loved competing every single second, but it's going to be a great month for my body to, you know, first of all, like, get rest and get healthy and just get a little time away from basketball and the craziness of everything that's been going on, and, you know, just find some peace and quiet for myself. But then additionally, like, a great opportunity for us to work and get better, a great opportunity for myself to get in the weight room, to work on the court and work at things that I want to get better at that I maybe didn't have time going from college to the pro season. So I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, like, we still have a month of games where we have a lot of opportunities to win a lot of games. So that's where my main focus is.
Yeah, class act. And again, it always resets on the extra. They got 2.4 thousand likes. Going down more and more. Sherry says, I only have judged her in the best of ways. She's phenomenal. Gained 1.4 thousand likes. Trump family parody account says the racism that Caitlin Clark has faced is eye-opening. Gained 3.1 thousand likes. Let's see here. Going down more. The persistent says this is a great photo of me, but I think that's just is a parody. It's a gentleman by the name of Scott Chrysler, who has similar long hair. I got 5.5 thousand likes though. Merch says the rest of the WNBA is a bunch of haters and racists. Getting 2.1 thousand likes. Going down more and more. NXT LVL says, I think Caitlin Clark is the next big thing in basketball. Getting 413 likes. She's got the awesome Hawkeye jersey there. Also knows your University of Iowa. Go Hawks. David Limbaugh says, no, we weren't. Who just her? Getting 606 likes. So, I mean, overwhelming praise for Caitlin Clark. And again, it'll be fascinating to see, can she actually help the WNBA make a profit someday? It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's a tall order. I mean, barely anyone watches it, statistically speaking. And they've been losing money ever since they were started, like 30 plus years ago. But again, Tiger Woods revolutionized golf. Everyone on the planet knew golf is Tiger Woods. I mean, if you just say the word golf, you know it's Tiger Woods. And all those other things he does in life. But nevertheless, I mean, a lot of people started to watch golf because of him. When I was growing up, none of my friends knew about golf, but we knew about Tiger Woods, and some of them actually started to watch him play. So perhaps he could do the same for the sports ball league? Maybe. So let me know. Have you ever tuned into the game to watch Caitlin Clark? Are you a fan? Do you think she could help them get profitability? As always, let me know in the comments. It'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Other interesting cultural news, you have YouTube censoring negative Star Wars Acolyte reviews, which, yes, I think George Lucas is also crying because how much Disney has destroyed his baby. Apparently, Anakin was not the chosen one. He's not unique. Apparently, dancing lesbians make Star Wars. That's not even a joke. But if you look at the third episode in The Acolyte, that's what they're dancing, chanting in terrible tone. And yeah, that's apparently how Jedis are made. So Anakin is not the chosen one. He's just a Jedi. pretty much insulting the entire story, which again used to be about, someone who's good becomes bad and they have a redemption point. Very common story log. And yet, yeah, they destroyed it completely. It's got 14% approval rating. Lower than Biden. That's lower than the Star Wars Holiday Special. Which again, that's been the butt of a joke for decades. And yet, now you have Disney run by Kathleen Kennedy, or rather Lucasfilm, and yeah, the leader of this project, or this episodic thing with Star Wars, is someone who is known for saying she wants to make men feel uncomfortable, and all she is doing is injecting diversity over substance. I mean, literally anyone could think of a better story than she is. Now, this comes from us thanks to Star Wars Theory saying the censorship has begun, and it's a YouTube notification to him saying, "Hi, Star Wars Theory. After manually reviewing your video, we've confirmed that it's not suitable for all advertisers. As a result, it will continue to run limited or no ads." And the video is called "The Fans Are Finally Uniting After the Acolyte, Just Look at This." It says your video remains playable and is eligible to earn subscription revenue from YouTube Premium. You can find more information about our advertiser-friendly guidelines in our help center. If you're based in the European Union and disagree with how your video is rated, there may be additional resolution option to you. Learn more, Route ID. Sincerely, the YouTube team. They got 1.6 million views and 37,000 likes, which, again, the YouTube monetization system is more complex. I'd say just as complex as the US tax code. It's basically impossible to abide by it. Because again, there's if you go into the creator of the YouTube studio, I think there's now up to 13 different categories, and each category has 4 to 5 different levels of quote-unquote severeness. It's damn near impossible. And this one, yeah, a lot of people are saying this is just Disney working behind the scenes, maybe helping with YouTube, and YouTube is censoring and demonetizing these. Now, one of the first comments comes from, again, Star Wars Theory. He says, quote, "YouTube creators, there's nothing that violates the terms of service. Carefully explain this manually review." Got 6.7 thousand likes. Going down, Chase Tosman says you should start posting videos on X. You might like the monetization. Getting 1.6 thousand likes. Star Wars Theory says, maybe it's not about the money, it's about censorship. It's the start of something, could be the end. It's fine, I'll just move to another platform. Getting 2.9 thousand likes. Nerdotic says, WTF, getting 33.1 thousand likes. Star Wars Theory says, manual review 2. Pablo has been making some calls, getting 1.9 thousand likes. Let's see. One Gospel says, the beginning of the final stage. A little too small to read. It says, the circle of diversity. It says, we demand to be included in your space and make it more diverse and inclusive. It goes to, we demand. It sends up. Got 831 likes. JD3P says, what? That is crazy, getting 591 likes. Let's see. Beetle Super Ninja says, just remember, they think they're the good guys, getting 326 likes. Deadeye 252 says, so this is how they intended to keep fans quiet, getting 550 likes. 52 likes. Went up quite a bit. Scrolling down more and more. The Almighty says, Disney and YouTube can't handle the criticism. And it says, Star Wars fans, and it's Luke. Using the lightsaber to poke his eye out. And it says, Star Wars fans watching the Acolyte. Getting 151 likes. Scrolling down more and more. Ninja Infinity says, of course YouTube would do this to the biggest, if not the biggest Star Wars content creator. You have some major pull man. Disney is pissed at you. I say get on Rumble and tell YouTube. Getting 374 likes for that. Valiant Renegade says, there was nothing in this video that hit terms of service. What the hell, YouTube? Getting 332 likes. Let's see. Spencer Fun says, Disney is probably one of the advertisers that wasn't suitable for LL, getting 76 likes. Yeah, Disney is a major advertiser. Let's see. Chernobyl Fruit Salad says, Disney Star Wars shill reviewed the vid, getting 105 likes. So it will be interesting to see if this is one of those fascinating things where you have the Barbra Streisand effect, which years ago became a cultural fascinating phenomenon where there was a photographer and someone doing an article about her, and they were saying how she lives at this fancy house at this location. They had a picture of the house, and she was so irate and upset, she didn't want people to know about her house location, so she sued the person to try to get that data wiped from the world. And it had the opposite effect. Now everyone knows Streisand for having that one house that she doesn't want people to know about, and more articles were written about her and that house and the picture's location. So it ended up backfiring big time, and I wonder if the same thing will happen with the Star Wars Acolyte. Because again, even my most diehard Star Wars friends don't like it. And I think it's partially because, again, it's destroying the legacy of George Lucas and destroying the entire story. They're just throwing it out the window, insulting it, making it sound like it was nothing. The Chosen One didn't mean anything. And there's substance. They're just injecting diversity for diversity's sake. They're not actually coming up with a unique story. Again, if you have a unique story and haven't had diversity, you'll sell tickets. You'll make money. We've seen this in box office. And yet, it seems like it's just virtue signaling, cramming it down our throats. I'll be interested to see if maybe Disney goes for a cease and desist or what they try to do, maybe muzzle other creators. But let me know, do you know anyone right now who currently likes Star Wars The Acolyte or whatever they want to call their battery sounding thing? Let me know in the comments, because as always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting cultural news, you have the Just Stop Oil protesters damaging the iconic Stonehenge, which I'm not sure how they can possibly correlate oil production to one of the, you would say one of the greatest artifacts in history. It's one of the oldest ones. And I probably mispronounced it, of course, as Stonehenge. But yeah, I can't help but wonder, are these people secretly paid by like BP or like Big Oil or something like that? Because like, this just makes people hate you more and more. Now, this is, again, put on the X Twitter. And did they actually advertise it? Just Stop Oil. They did. I guess they're not considered a terrorist organization. They got 9.6 million views. And granted, well, it is the hashtag Just Stop Oil. They're demanding all oil, gas, and coal licenses issued since 2021 are revoked. Government plan to end fossil fuel burning by 2030. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to follow these crazies because that's going to be good content. But yeah, if we were to stop that, everyone would die. Everything you use in your life basically has an oil byproduct. I mean, even just the phones people are using to watch this video, or the computer you're using to watch this video, guess what is most likely has a plastic enclosure, there's literally endless uses for it, basically. Wonder if they actually got ratioed here. They did, thankfully. Okay, but originally posted by, pull it up here. This is actually the Stonehenge UK. They say, quote, Just Stop Oil protesters damage Stonehenge. It's only about 45 seconds long. Go ahead and play that. You have to be cliche about these protesters, or some might call smelly, useless, unemployed hippies. Some might say that. But, of course, they're not wearing suits, obviously. They're wearing a rudimentary t-shirt and some type of pants that look like a lazy collage of random materials all sewn together. Let's see here. So they're going up with some type of spray paint or a smoke bomb or something. And again, who's in charge of the marketing for just these Big Oil? It looks like a demented skull that a kindergartner painted. It's the laziest, most unintelligent logo I've seen in history. I've been studying business for quite some time, and I've seen some horrific looking logos. That's one of the worst. Because again, it doesn't communicate what you do, which is basically inconvenience everyone and annoy people. But yeah, a small side note. And of course, another t-shirt. They're spraying. Grandma deserves some kudos. So you have, and again, I'm guessing grandma's going, or an older lady's going up to stop one of the gentlemen. I should clarify, she's not trying to stop a gentleman, she's trying to stop a piece of shit from destroying history. And then, there you go. We're gonna call, I don't want to be cliche, but a buff white guy. Is that called Chad? I forget I don't know if that's a pejorative term, but he helps grandma out and kind of tries to take away the big spray paint bottle from the useless, what do you call it, a terrorist? Hippie? I don't know. They're destroying property. I can't believe they're on security taking these people out. Legally speaking. I think we should have some private security company guarding all these pieces of history to ensure this never happens, and a legal system to back them up appropriately for stopping the threats. And again, this doesn't increase public opinion. You're not going to get donations because you're doing this. except maybe a couple crazy leftists. The overall vast majority of people, I would think, would agree that this is a bad thing to destroy history like this. And they're trying to get people to stop using oil. By this mechanism, this isn't even protesting. This is damage of property. Disgusting. He went viral. Got 26 million views and 49,000 likes. A couple of top comments here. Comes from Ranger 2025 saying, attacking a heritage site made by zero fossil fuels to protest against the use of fossil fuels. Got 35,000 likes. Thought I might be the last one to get to 36, but I was not. We still got 35,000 likes. Cal says, do they realize they're the worst thing that's ever happened to environmentalism? Getting 21,000 likes. That was a fancy word I was looking for. Yeah, I can't think of a single person that's going to see this and go, oh yeah, I believe in your cause now. I'm going to go donate to your GoFundMe or wherever you raise money. No. If anything, this makes me want to buy a military grade or a military surplus Humvee, which takes about 3 miles per gallon. Partially kidding. But if anything, it's what's making me burn more fossil fuels just for spite. That's ridiculous. Now, you also have Liam Gallagher saying, don't F with the stone, man. They have mystical powers. Hope they all woke up Mars because they are orange toads. Getting 15,000 likes. They were using orange spray paint, which, ironically, it's gonna be yet an oil byproduct. You also have Bobby Ferrari saying, try that at the pyramids, see how the Egyptians respond, getting 3.6 thousand likes, which, yeah, I'm not sure who's in charge of security at these places, but they should be unemployed now. Again, you let someone damage this piece of history, and you can't just power wash these things. Just very similar to cleaning antique coins. Cleaning them almost destroys it. Well, in coins, it destroys the collectability and the value. So it's not like they could take a power washer to this thing, because then it would also look disgusting, because, again, you're missing it. You're going to be removing some of the character that rocks developed for hundreds of years. Going down more and more. Kyle Glover says the people have spoken. It says trending in the UK. It says trending, just stop oil, big oil. It says trending in the UK, arseholes. Funny how they pronounce that. They got 4,000 likes. Davey says 6 months jail and 50,000 each. Is that the actual? They're actually prosecuted. That'd be your first, because they usually aren't. You got 3.8 thousand likes. Not enough, in my opinion. Yeah, imagine if you had the death sentence for trying to destroy pieces of history. I can't help but think there'd be less people attacking things like Stonehenge and the Mona Lisa, and all these priceless paintings that, again, you can never actually. Once they're gone, they're gone. So I got 3.38 thousand likes. He says they should make those people or their parents reimburse society for all the costs of cleaning and repairing. If they have to work a lifetime to repay it, so be it. Okay, 4.6 thousand likes. Agree. Zero says the Japanese tourists who stopped them should get medals. Yes. Ooh, I was it, finally. So that 1.6 thousand likes, but now, thanks to my one click, got 1.7 thousand likes. All right. Could say I did something today. And a friendly reminder to take the 1/1000th of a second to like this video. Or downvote it, let me know why. Scrolling down more and more. Dr. Charles Mount says this is not right. Stop these senseless attacks on cultural heritage now, getting 6.4 thousand likes. Let's see here. Just Stop Oil responded. They say the orange cornflower used will soon wash away with the rain, but the urgent need to effective government action to mitigate the catastrophic consequences of climate change will not. Readers added context. They say in previous instances where substances were claimed to be washable by rain by allies of Just Stop Oil, eventually it didn't happen, and removing them took time and public money. For example, in Milan, Italy. I got 3.9 thousand likes and a great example of readers adding context. Arizona Libertarian Party says, here's an idea. Let's protest carbon emissions by destroying an entirely carbon neutral ancient technology. And 3.5 thousand likes. Going down more and more. Steven says they should receive 5 years in prison each, getting 531 likes. And what about 50 years? Again, make this a deterrence. Let's see here. Going down more and more. These are contrarian statements. Because again, there are some people who support these animals, terrorists, I don't know what you want to call them. Let's see here. Yeah, this doesn't get any additional. So it looks like they actually were arrested. Will they be prosecuted? Fascinating. I mean, it looks like they did get that sentence, maybe? We'll see. But yeah. Oh wait, is this contrarian statement? Oh, even the I was gonna say, this is kind of also, a lot of people might say it's a political issue. This gentleman, Dominko, I don't know, Ukrainian, I'm not, Zelentenko, maybe? It says, you effing idiots who did this damage to the historical landmark. This is unacceptable. Donate to, donate to Ukraine's defense to stop Russian oil industry and make the world a safer place for us all. You already got $150 billion from the United States alone. So, and most people in the United States, the people are struggling just to make ends meet. So, yeah, no, yeah, absolutely not donating to that. I wonder if he got ratioed. Because, again, some people agree with him. 596 people did like that statement. Was he ratioed, though? No. Well, not ratioed, interestingly enough. Women of Wonder also says it's just plain wrong, getting 77 likes. Gil Zudi says Cult getting 110 likes, which, oh, it definitely is. These are the same idiots who glue themselves to the ground at museums after throwing soup and at the paintings and, hammer them with. So, again, the best course of action would be just, if they glue themselves to the ground, then stay there. They'll eventually rip the hand off the ground and lose some skin. Maybe they'll learn a lesson. I mean, it's the age-old saying, you let a kid touch the hot stove once, because they'll learn that lesson. Once they're a little slow, they might take 2 times. That may or may not be me, but nevertheless, eventually they do learn that lesson. And when there's no consequences, they're not going to learn. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see, when do they actually stop these people from destroying historical landmarks. Again, I'm a big fan of having armed security. There are a lot of veterans who can do some jobs. I know this isn't in another country, but why? I mean, there are a few things more effective than a Marine and his rifle. Why not have them guard the most valuable, priceless works of art and preserve history? Let me know in the comments. What do you think is the most effective way to combat? These are the same people who sit in the street and block traffic for hours on end, and people are worried about moving them physically because they'll get sued. So again, you do need some improvements in the litigation and the court process as well, so you can appropriately combat these people legally. But let me know in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Other interesting cultural news, you have Rosie O'Donnell on her 10-year-old binary child going viral on social media. Now, this is brought to us thanks to End Wokeness, and he says, quote, Rosie O'Donnell talks about her daughter becoming non-binary at 10 years old, and, oh my god, Rosie O'Donnell, she looks different than when she used to. Her hair is, well, very, very short. She has almost like the Harry Potter glasses? No, the frames are thicker. I want to say she deserves, of course she's wearing like a sweater with some flowers on it, and a t-shirt, maybe. I want to say she deserves an F- for marketing, or for fashion, but... No, maybe I am actually. I take that back. And it's about 44 seconds long. Now, I think, I usually say their voices are infinitely better than mine. Not to be too confident, but maybe. I'll let you be the judge. I'll go ahead and I'll play what she has to say. Oh.
Their gender, well, they said to me, Mommy.
Oh, so she does the pronouns too. Which again is very confusing for a child. Let's just say the grammar teachers out there are irate because, imagine, again, they're learning grammar and language in the United States is especially difficult compared to other languages, especially with all the nuances and there's a lot of slang used in the United States. Imagine going through the whole grammar issue of pronouns these days and singular versus plural. Yeah, I can't help but think the test scores are going to get even lower. That's saying something since public schools are at a 37-year low for ACT scores. Great job, teachers unions. But nevertheless, we'll hear what Rosie has to say. I'll reset that for us.
Their gender, well, they said to me, Mommy, there are some kids in my class who don't even know their gender. So like an idiot, I say, tell them next time they're in the bathtub to look down. If it's a hot dog, they're a boy, and if it's not, they're a girl.
Which...
Then she says, they say, Mommy, that's their sex. That's binary. I'm talking about their gender, and gender is infinite. Gender is infinite. Where does a 10-year-old get those words?
Do you have any idea?
I have
Is
no
there someone
idea.
in their life that...
No. And I said to her, where did you find that? Where did you say? She said, some things I just know.
Oh, crap. Some things I just know. 0% chance that happened. Just go to any Amish community where they don't have social media and all this crap. Coincidentally enough, they never talk about that in that community. Now, again, where are they getting it from? Where do you think? Pretty much, I mean, every media outlet ever. Maybe it's from home. And they get pretty wild. Got 2.6 million views and 7.2 thousand likes. Now scrolling down, one of the first comments comes from Gunther Eagleman saying, quote, Rosie O'Donnell shouldn't be a parent, getting 2.6 thousand likes. Planet of Memes, which again, they used to, it's about a 50-50 shot if they respond in meme form or just text. In this case, it was just text, so F- for marketing. Planet of Memes, or we should say alleged memes, nevertheless, says why is it so many celebrities end up with children who end up being LGBTQ? And they got 2.2 thousand likes, also trans. And someone did actually do the statistics on, the average person who identifies with those things. And yeah, celebrities, it's statistically impossible. Some celebrities have 3 trans children. More accurately put, they trans 3 of their children. You also have Paul Zupa saying Rosie O'Donnell is abusing her child, getting 641 likes. Mick Manimus says, just look at the mother, speaks for herself. Child was indoctrinated, getting 1.3 thousand likes. Blame Soros, America Last, get used to it. Profile says, gender is infinite, makes no sense. Just like a 10-year-old being non-binary makes no sense. There's something deeply wrong with the gender cult, and sexualizing children is first thing. Well, in this article, it says Boston Public Library hosting 10 drag queen story hour events this month. You have a little child dressed up in a dress that has the pride colors or pride flag multiple times. And then you have drag, yeah. That got 108 likes. Let's see if we can get the highlight of this clip. Someone says, live PD Dave says, Rosie O'Donnell is disgusting both inside and out. You look at her, she's a slob. It's a little Trump clip.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob.
Oh, I mean, back 30 years ago, she's, in comparison to what we just saw, she's almost like a princess in comparison. And granted, I don't have much of a soapbox to stand on myself, of course, but nevertheless, I mean, geez Louise. Let's see, one more time.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it.
I was going to say, I don't even remember that magazine. Got 336 likes for that clip. Dr. American Jesus says, this happens in her imagination for 1,000, Alex. Going down, Sabrina Smolder says, is she admitting she has no control over her daughters or what her daughters are being taught, or is she just lying? Getting 437 likes. Yet another reminder, again, just a tip I would recommend is, if you have kids, nothing is better than good old-fashioned durable media in terms of VHS tapes, DVDs, and Blu-rays that, again, you can preview first and can't be updated, altered, or in any way. You can make sure that it's really child-appropriate. Also, going down memory lane, who else had the colored VHS tapes of the VeggieTales? I was going to say, it was a very unique thing for the VHS tapes to be actually plastic that's colored and not just black. Remember, there's a green and an orange one. But nevertheless. You have Red Wave Press saying child abuse and indoctrination. Hollywood is an even place. Probably, if you agree, getting 540 likes. Let's see. Someone, the World Economic Forum admits they're behind the LGBTQ A+. Why is there no I? Nevertheless, that's about 44 seconds.
Of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. We work with the news, business, entertainment, faith leaders, sports, governments, and individual activists from around the globe to ensure and educate public people on LGBTQ issues and move policy forward.
That's posted by Mr. Nobody, getting 99 likes. Fox says, Clown World, there could not be a more appropriate platform for Rosie O'Donnell to discuss non-binary genders. Too bad it's not a joke. I guess that was an interview she had at the Comedy Store, and the sign in the back said the Comedy Store. I got 31 likes. Libercat Media TM says, I'll tell you where she learned it from, Rosie. Her activist teacher at the woke school you send her to, getting 87 likes. Let's see here. Zeno says, this has Kamala Harris freedom vibes, getting 89 likes. Mason Brunch says, lock up the child abuse, getting 88 likes. Michael Cho says, Mommy, I want to get a tattoo and drink alcohol. And the mom responds, no, you're too young for that, getting 13 likes. Which, yeah, it is fascinating to see the hypocrisy in that regard. And again, a lot of people, culturally speaking, in Hollywood, it's heartbreaking that a lot of them, I think, are just doing this to their kids just to gain cultural and social accolades in places like Hollywood and San Francisco. And truth be told, maybe they'll get some extra jobs out of it. Maybe this will help them get their next acting gig because they'll fit in with everyone over there. Which, quite concerning and horrifying to say the least, especially for the kids, especially when you consider a lot of these things are, like, especially when you get to the surgeries with these children, and a lot of these drugs are non-reversible, and a lot of them end up regretting it. It's really heartbreaking. That's why I always tell people, like, I try not to I try to make some soft jokes, but my goal is never, my intention is never to, like, be personally hurtful or bombastic. I want these people to get help, to get the proper type of therapy and proper type of, handling it. But it'll be interesting to see. Let me know, do you think this trend will slow down in Hollywood? Will just simply accelerate more and more? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the political part of the podcast, you have Biden with a new speaking blunder going viral, though still not as good as truth in shop under pressure, which that would be a great Scrabble word if it was a real word. But nevertheless, it is truly not. And yeah, I'm not sure. It certainly isn't helping him in the polls. Even though, yes, there are people who are going to vote Democrat just because it's the Democrat Party, and Republican just because it's the Republican Party. There are still people in the middle. There's still some folks who are, looking at what's out there and thinking, how might they vote? Now, this is brought to us thanks to RNC Research, and they say Biden malfunctions, Homeland Security, And at least, Biden actually does look better than usual in this clip. He is suited up, as all men should always do. He actually has the United States flag on his as the lapel pin, which is a rare thing in politics these days, so that's good. And he doesn't look like he's lost, so that's good. But it's only about 9 seconds long. Let's hear what he has to say. Of course, you have Chuck Schumer behind him, and a couple other folks I can't recognize. Oh, come on, Biden, what are you saying?
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure you're going to do so. Thanks to all the members.
That's. Let's see. What is he saying?
Secretary. I'm not sure you're going to do so.
Okay, good. I'm not sure about Sugar Malloy. Granted, I know I don't have much ground to stand on, especially if you tune to the show frequently. I have my speaking blunders. Sometimes I speak too fast. Sometimes I'm more monotone, which, thanks to comments, I've gotten better about, I think. And the more people who have clicked that subscribe button, the more articulate I become. I can't but notice when I first started the show, I had even worse speaking skills. Some might think that is impossible. But as I gain more subscribers, I've slowly but surely become more eloquent in my speaking abilities. Some might say it's just a modicum of improvement, barely anything at all. However, if you click the button, I think it would help me along that journey. And granted, I know I still have a long way to go. And yes, I'll beat the comments. I have actually taken public speaking classes in my lifetime. But nevertheless, one more time. What's Biden trying to say here?
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure you're going to do so.
Okay. I'm not Sugar Malloy. That's what I think he said. I'm sure the White House staff team will edit the transcript, so they'll make it sound eloquent or something. And I'm not sure, was he just having an issue mispronouncing some of his names? Some names are really hard to pronounce, and I have issues with that. But the duration of that blunder was so long, I don't think it was a specific name he was mispronouncing. I think he's just had a brain fart. He's just gone. I'm pretty proud. I got 1.4 million views, 76,000 likes. Let's see here. Well, now, one of the first comments comes from Elon Musk. Citizen Journal's parody account says Freezing Joe. Says Joe Biden cast his lead in Disney Frozen 3. Who better to play Frozen than Freezing Joe? That's a creepy AI image of Joe dressed up as the freezing Frozen thing? Which is actually not about frozen food, so it's a little bit of deceptive marketing. But nevertheless, I got 31 likes. Nevada Liberty 1864 says Biden wasn't elected. He was installed like a toilet. 147 likes. Hasselhoff says he's happy no one is thinking about his barbecue skills. The Chuck Schumer smiling gang. 310 likes. Let's see here. Is this a longer video, hopefully? That's 12 seconds. What's the original video clip? That's 9 seconds. Alright, so let's see if there's additional data here. Probably not, because the person has a laughy emoji. This is from Golden Advice. This is about 12 seconds long.
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure we're going to introduce you all the way.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh, a little bit of it. There you go. A little bit of edit there. Got 189 likes. Going down more and more. You have Don Marie saying a Looney Tunes thing.
Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah.
I got 132 likes. The Constance Underfoot said the woman in the back goes from "oh no, not again" to hiding her face. And 230 likes. Let's see here. Going down more and more. Sandy says unedited version. 27 minutes long. Where is that number though? That's the timestamps from the complete one, because I don't know how many people really want to listen to 27 seconds or 27 minutes of this. Cantaloupe says he's fine, he's fine. It says this is a video of Biden. It says Biden attempts to dispel rumors that he cannot speak properly.
People say that I can't speak properly. Well, for that I have one word to say. Well, Joe, Jibin Gribble joke with lesson is from a lot of.
Okay, that's got to be a parody. That's got to be him leaning into the meme. That was from it looks like February 25th. Got 49 likes. Paul Hookham has a picture of someone climbing a mountain. The picture is the person at the bottom of the mountain is Joe Biden. The top of the mountain. See, you and I have some issues. And the top of the mountain says the last word of any sentence. That got 194 likes. That's a lot. Let's see, scrolling down more and more. That's horrifying. Charlie Smith says that was a short circuit. Biden bot needs to reboot. And someone who's taken an AI image of the Terminator and changed it so it looks like Joe Biden. That got 53 likes. Let's see. The Vandal Liberty says Biden on his way to rescue you from your dangerous freedoms. This picture of Biden as Captain America, but as Captain Communism. And 41 likes. Randy the Savage says 25th Amendment, getting 70 likes. Which I mean, these days, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. But yeah, never forget that in terms of the classified documents and improperly holding them or improperly storing them more accurately, Biden was not prosecuted because the government determined he was not fit to stand trial. So Trump's being charged for that, but Biden, no, he's not fit to stand trial. So that was the legal justification they gave to why they didn't go after him. Fascinating. Now, again, that being said, a lot of people are going to vote Democrat and a lot of people are going to vote Republican just because the letters next to the person in the ballot are on the ballot. But I can't but think, and these gaffes are getting worse and worse. They're not improving. And I think this is just going to alienate maybe more and more people in the middle. Again, there's also a lot of people coming to the United States illegally that are probably going to vote. I can't but wonder, how much more can this hurt them? Do you think by now everyone knows these gaffes are increasing in frequency and the people are going to vote their votes are locked in? Do you think that this is going to change anyone in the middle or maybe someone on the left who's starting to be concerned of, well, who's really calling the shots behind the scenes? Let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting political news, you have a person praising Biden for paying their student debt off, but they get ratioed on social media. So imagine working hard, and yet the government just pays off your debt by stealing from the taxpayers. Now this comes from us thanks to someone by the name of Ben Kamens saying, just got a call to let me know my student debt has been canceled. This is why elections matter. Thanks, Joe Biden. And he did tag Biden, which, I mean, I agree with him. This is why elections matter, because more of our tax dollars will be used for people who are not responsibly repaying their debt back. And even when I was only paid 40 hours a week, I've always worked 60 hours a week, plus since graduating college, I'm paying off my student loans. Now, this actually has a picture of the little receipt. Well, can't see it too good, but it basically says how much is paid off. It went viral, got 22.3 million views and 24,000 likes. Another fascinating thing where, everyone says decency is on the ballot, integrity is on the ballot. The United States Supreme Court told Biden and the administration that they cannot legally do this. There's no one in the Constitution. Again, like I said with Biden speaking blunders, I don't have much ground to stand on. I know. I'm slowly getting better. Which is why I always implore you to click the subscribe button, because I think That will help me with my speaking improvements. It has over time, historically speaking. So again, I appreciate you subscribing or tuning in again and liking the video. And again, the United States Supreme Court said that's not legal. You can't do that. Said, oh well. Just like during the pandemic, when the government told landowners you're not allowed to actually, and the landlords, you actually cannot, you can't force people to pay for rent. That was also unconstitutional. Biden said, I know it's unconstitutional, but I'm still going to do it. Yeah. Scrolling down, some of the top comments comes from Wokeness saying, Joe didn't pay a cent for this election, Joe didn't pay a cent for that election bribe. We, the taxpayers, did. Got 42,000 likes, which is one of the biggest ratios I've seen. So the person who got their debt paid off for free by the taxpayers, he got 24,000 likes. And the person calling him out got 42,000 likes. That might be the ratio of the year. Gunther Eagleman says, you should thank the taxpayers, you ungrateful F, getting 35,000 likes. Cat Turd said, just here for the freeloader ratio, getting 44,000 likes. Paul Zazupa says, there's no such thing as canceling debt. There's only making someone else pay for it. In this case, it's hardworking Americans. Shame on you for celebrating this. Ben Kamens, getting 2.5 thousand likes. The Texas One says, nothing to brag about. I would be embarrassed. Real men pay their debt, getting 6.1 thousand likes. Scrolling down more and more. Cynical Publis says, it didn't get canceled. Me and every other hardworking taxpayer paid off your education, you deep shit. Still. And many of us, me included, working our ass off to pay off our student debt loans on time. Others of us never went to college or graduated, but now we have to pay your debt. Got 14,000 likes. Persistence says, why are you receiving mail to a home where you don't live? It appears to be potential voter fraud. Where are you registered? Got 21,000 likes. Donna Marie says, so Biden is above the law. There's 2 tweets from Biden. The first one says, the Supreme Court tried to block me from relieving student debt, but that won't stop me. Then Joe Biden later tweeted, no one is above the law. And 1.3 thousand likes. Illinois says, imagine that, the DC dwelling Capitol Hill commie just forced us to pay off his college debt. Shocking. Getting 5.4 thousand likes. Sarah Rose says, you're working in Capitol Hill, weigh 300 pounds, are a Wawa enthusiast, and we're paying your effing bills, you lazy shit. Get the F out, hide in shame. Getting 10,000 likes. Sarah Rose says, he's buying votes, idiots. Nothing is free. Someone else is paying for your debt, a-hole. Getting 4.7 thousand likes. Dana Fauci says, literally buying votes, getting 6.6 thousand likes. Military Arms says, he didn't cancel your debt. He handed me and my family your freaking bill, you deadbeat. I hope Trump makes you pay off my mortgage, you worthless heap of human feces. Getting 5.5 thousand likes, which, Military Arms, unfortunately, that won't happen because you're a citizen. So you have to pay for your own housing. Let's see, is there any contrarian statements? That'd be someone who agree. Because again, there are millions of people who will vote for Biden because of this, because of these actions. I mean, Americans love free stuff. Let's see here. Sarah Rose also says, you make almost $100,000 a year and we just paid off your loan. Congrats, you giant effing douchebag. That's insane. 44,000. Again, so she looks like she took an average from Glassdoor.com for this person's role. I got 2.7 thousand likes. Let's see here. Someone took a screenshot of the value of his house, is purportedly to be a little over $500,000. Getting 6.4 thousand likes for that. Herm says it wasn't canceled, it was just transferred to everyone else. I got 9,000 likes. I'm trying to see if there's any contrarian statements. I haven't thus far. This person may very well have got the fascinating Twitter phenomenon, which we've only seen twice. The Chris Christie effect. A fascinating phenomenon in which you post something, get 0 positive responses, which is almost unfathomable. But having a Chris Christie twice when he was running for the Republican nominee, and no one said anything nice about him, is all negative in the comments for his post. Which is statistically impossible because presumably Chris Christie has family, friends, a campaign staff, and yet none of them said anything nice about him and agreed with him in the comments section. Let's see. Rolling down more and more. A lot of people calling out for living in a gated community. Yeah. Person, how many comments are there total? We've been scrolling for quite a little time here. Got 42,000 comments. And I scrolled past at least 100 by now. Not a single positive response. It'll be interesting to see I mean, this is one of the biggest mechanisms Biden, I think, will use to try to win this year. I mean, because again, a lot of people are stuck with student loans. There was a big lie in the public sector where all the teachers said, oh, yeah, you have to go to college to be successful. You need that piece of paper. You need to go into debt for that, even though you need that. You know, a lot of them got useless BS degrees that couldn't have anything of an ROI. I was gonna say, a lot of people getting gender studies degrees and other degrees that you definitely don't need. And they're looking for an escape and forcing other people to pay off their debt. They think that's a good thing. So that, again, that will get more votes. Overall, though, I think a lot of people, especially people are in the middle, people are libertarian, I think they're going to see this and say, why on earth, if I'm working my tail off, budgeting, trying to keep my family afloat, why do my tax dollars have to pay for your ineptitudes and your imprudent decision to get that degree? So I can't but think more people in the middle, politically speaking, are going to vote libertarian or right or go for Trump because of this. I think this will be, and again, the biggest issues when you look at the polls, I mean, the biggest issue is usually the economy and the border. I think it's going to be one of the top ones. Now, let me know, do you know anyone who's gotten their loan just erased thanks to the government and everyone else paying it off? Would you ever allow that to happen to you? Would you accept it? Or would you pay it off in due time on your own? Let me know in the comments. As always, be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Other interesting political news, you have Biden asking a quote-unquote entrepreneur about their business, and it goes viral. And I say that because I'm not sure this person is really an entrepreneur, because they didn't talk about the most important things about any entrepreneur, which would be, how are you changing the world? How are you helping your customers? How are you making your clients' lives easier or better? Now, this comes to us thanks to Wall Street Silver, in which he has a little video of Biden here. Wind it up a little bit. And then Biden actually posted this himself. Jeez Louise, he's got 38 million followers, Mr. Biden. Quite a few. Now, Wall Street Silver, he just says the quote, so I was going to say I'll let them say it right here. Like about 21 seconds long, so not too bad. Now, Biden, I was going to say he looks a little bit old, but he did suit up. He's got a clean, nice suit on. Probably freshly pressed. That's got to be one of the ADHD benefits of, you know, working at the White House. I'm sure their suit team is on par with the maintenance of your suits. That'd be a benefit. But nevertheless. See here?
I heard you like ice cream.
Yeah. I love ice cream.
I would love one day to be able to have you try some of my ice cream.
I'm the dullest president in America. I'm known for my Ray-Ban sunglasses and chocolate chip ice cream.
All right.
How's business?
It's great. Good. It's really good. I got a lot of opportunities as far as grants and stuff this year. It's really great.
I can't but think there's a high propensity that she really likes ice cream as well. And again, if she makes an ice cream store, ideally you should be passionate about, hey, I have this new flavor coming out. I mean, she was a prudent businessman, or she would actually say, hey, can you come to my shop? Again, that'd be good publicity for both of them, actually. She'd be asking, hey, can you try this new color? What are your thoughts on this vanilla? If Biden's really a vanilla ice cream aficionado, she could ask maybe, you know, what do you think is the best country of origin for vanilla? Where do you think is the best way to, you can go down the rabbit hole if you're really passionate about ice cream. Now, granted, I'm an adult, so I don't eat ice cream at all, but nevertheless, when she asks for comments, she says, oh yeah, we're getting a lot of good grants, getting a lot of free money, basically, from the government. Yeah. So when you're asking, she didn't say like, oh yeah, we're crushing it with business this year. We have a record amount of revenue, record amount of profit, new customers coming in every day. I mean, this one flavor sold, 2x from last fiscal quarter. I mean, I learned a little bit here. I had stumbled. No. What she's passionate about, the thing she just tells us, oh yeah, we're getting a lot of handouts. Appreciate it. Which, again, that's also not long-term sustainable as a business as well. And this went pretty well. I got 1.1 million views. Now, I'm curious how many did it get with Biden posted it. And Biden simply says, is that her name, Ninja? That's the Ninja, you're all right? Yeah, apparently this person's name is Ninja. So ridiculous. Close as ridiculous as a name like Topping. Oh, like, partially digress. I should have opened up an ice cream store, but nevertheless. And Biden got 1.7 million views. Actually, let's look at the comments on Biden's page, because again, people on the left and the right should, I mean, ideally, the United States is about 50-50 split between Republicans, Democrats, left and right. Ideally, the sample size of people who respond directly to the president's page should be about 50-50 in the comments, usually supporting or critiquing him. So let's dive in the comments and see what they have to say. Paul Zazupa says, Joe Biden can pander to black people all he wants, but it's not working. President Trump has doubled his support in the black community since 2020, getting 260 likes. Despite the typo, he says all he wants, but should be wants. But nevertheless, Planet Memes did respond in meme form. All right, they're improving. About a 50-50 shot today, or 50-50 in terms of responding in text versus meme form. Planet Memes says it's always on the daily agenda. It's Biden, or the cartoon of Biden licking an ice cream cone. It says, crap his pants, babble nonsense, eat ice cream, destroy the country, and it's a little circle like the recycle sign. I got 1,000 likes, which, again, we'll play it one more time.
I heard you like ice cream.
Yeah. I love ice cream.
I would love one day to be able to have you try some of my ice cream.
I'm the dullest president in America. I'm known for my Ray-Ban sunglasses and chocolate chip ice cream.
Which also shows his priorities. If you're, I mean, one of the most valuable, rare, oh, it's not rare, it's actually very common. One of the most important things you do with your life, I believe, is becoming a parent. I mean, ideally, one of the proudest things you should be about is your children. What are their accomplishments? What are your grandkids' accomplishments? Oh, you know, a lot of people also say you can judge a man by how his kids turn out. And yet, the things that define Biden, he is chocolate chip ice cream and sunglasses. Is that a typo? I thought it was always vanilla ice cream. That's what all the memes are. Maybe he's embracing diversity that day. And yet, yeah, that's what he's known for, is Ray-Ban sunglasses. So physical things that will deteriorate over time, usually. Interesting. Going down more and more. What is this? 18 likes for that. What's not common ones? Lyricat Media TM says, talking about ice cream as the world around us is falling apart and burning down. Getting 607 likes. Sarah Dublin says, and I love you for it. 4 more years of chocolate chip. Really? See this.
Did you get any ice cream on your trip to Portland, Mr. President?
Not yet.
Are we gonna get some salt and straw, maybe?
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try.
I mean, at least he sounds pretty articulate there. That's the best he's sounded all week. Granted. But, a couple weeks, actually. Got 226 likes. And again, there are a lot of people who like this stuff. Not Jerome Powell says, if Joe posted this himself, I'm going to eat my own crap on TV. Getting 226 likes. Let's see. Hello, I'm Kjo says, Biden is giving grants to non-white people only. Biden is discriminating against hardworking American taxpayers. Got 386 likes, which is also immoral as well as illegal. But it's not the first time government is breaking the law. Going down more and more. See, it looks like Biden meeting the Pope, and Sherry Ann says, sir, you've known for a hell of a lot more than that. The Pope says, what in the hell is he? Oh, it says, what in the hell is he doing? And says the Pope, probably. 179 likes for that. Let's see. Philip Anderson says, you'll always be an effing retard and dictator, getting 477 likes. AKA says, very common with those that have dementia, getting 706 likes. Oh, did someone Photoshop this to have an ice cream truck? Oh, they didn't. That would have been funny. Let's see here. Leah Memes says, I love you admitted you're the dullest president in America. Perfection, getting 14 likes. Let's see. I think there's any more contrarian statements. A lot of people roasting him. And again, this is from Biden's profile. Could be about a 50-50 split in terms of people approving or critiquing him. Let's see here. Yeah. And not so much. And again, in terms of PR, it's one of those cliche things where it's like, everyone likes ice cream, how could you not like it? Which, you have PR. From a PR perspective, I think, again, we saw a couple, not a lot, but we did see a couple of positive comments. And I think they'll probably lean in more and more to that. I don't know how effective it will be. But again, it's fascinating to hear this so-called entrepreneur, their main priorities is, seemingly government handouts and grants. It's not how passionate they are. To me, I mean, it should be about how passionate you are about helping your clients, or making their lives either better or easier, or reducing their risk. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know how much this will help or hurt him in the polls. Maybe there's some entrepreneurs who think, oh, maybe I'll get more government handouts or I'll get more government grants if we have him in office. And that's not out of the realm of possibility. So that might get him a couple additional votes. But overall, I don't think that is very effective in terms of, social media interaction. But let me know in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Now going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Stellantis recalling about 1 million vehicles due to, camera issues. Stellantis is also known as the parent company behind what used to be the moderately great brands of Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, which of course Stellantis also owns a bunch of European companies as well, including Maserati and Fiat, probably being the ones that most Americans could mostly identify. And yeah, let's just say it's been going downhill since they killed the production of the Dodge Viper, which, I mean, in terms of American muscle, having a V10 with a stick shift, that was the only option the car came. I mean, that, I'm almost surprised you didn't hear an eagle every time you turn the ignition on and the engine roared over. I like to think you did. But nevertheless, this comes to us thanks to Fox Business, which is specifically from Allison Murphy over there. And she noted that the recall includes Dodge, Jeep, Ram vehicles. Again, they're recalling 1 million vehicles due to rear view camera issues, which obviously is disappointing to say the least, and it affects basically every car they've made, or so it seems. And I was going to say it might be a time drain or time lure, because it's going to take a little bit to list all these out. Quite a few. Now they say, quote, the Stellantis is recalling more than 1 million vehicles across several brands due to the risk that the image from the rearview camera on vehicles may not appear. The recall covers certain 2021 to 2023 Chrysler Pacificas, 2021 to 2022 Dodge Durangos, 2022 to 2023 Jeep Compasses, 2021 to 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokees, 2022 to 2023 Jeep Grand Wagoneers, 2022 to 2023 Jeep Wagoneers, model year 2022 Ram 1500s, Ram 2500s, and 3500s, as well as a model year 2022 to 2023 Ram ProMasters, were all part of the recall. Which it is funny, when asked for comment, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration on the website says, quote, a rear view camera image that may not display decreases the driver's visibility, increasing the risk of the crash. Really, seeing less decreases visibility. I would have never guessed that. Someone was actually paid to write that, fascinatingly enough. Now, they claim that a free update will be provided to fix the radio software problem. The automaker is pursuing over-the-air software updates for an estimated 298,000 vehicles to help ensure the rear view camera function, on top of over 735,000 vehicles that have already received them, a spokesperson told Fox Business. Now, Stellantis says, a request to accept the update will appear on the media screen of affected vehicles. In addition, and in accordance with regulation, all recall notices will be mailed to affected customers. They say the letters will be mailed out at the early August. Or just tune into the show, since we usually report about it, 2 to 3 months before they send the snail mail, and the United States Postal Service may or may not get it to you. Yet another reason to tune into the show and click the subscribe button. There you can see a couple of those vehicles, and you can see the moderately interesting. Oh, they're stock. It hurts. Yeah, it's not great. Not so much. There you see the little Stellantis logo. Kind of reminds me of the Samsung logo, where they took the V and just, turned it upside down. Made it look like an A. Interesting. So not great news if you own one of those vehicles. Also a detriment of more and more government interventionism. About a couple years ago, the Obama administration, the federal government passed a law saying if you make a vehicle, it must come with a rear view camera, which, again, is a good feature, but ironically hurts the people that are the poorest that they claim to care most about. Many government people. So definitely not good news for Stellantis. Again, there's a silver lining. It should be able to be fixed, just an over-the-air, software update. So again, it should be too prohibitive ideally, there basically should be nothing more than you just clicking that button, allowing the update, in terms of the individual owner's effort level. But still, I'm not sure. And again, this is another detriment of cars becoming more complex, more for the technology, and these car companies being forced to be turned into technology companies because they're slowly and more becoming computers on wheels. And again, this also doesn't leave good taste in your mouth. You're not very happy that, well, I just got this new vehicle, it's only a couple years old, it's already issues, and what if they don't realize that, or they don't see the notification, they go reverse, does it work? Now, thankfully, it sounds like they're ahead of they got a little ahead of this, so it doesn't sound like anyone has been hurt, so again, there's a silver lining in that regard. But nevertheless, having a recall of 1 million vehicles, I gotta say, Stellantis, that is certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.